Hi, my name is Michael. This is part 2 of the Mark of the Beast being analysed. As I spoke in part 1 about the mark, some believe it's a literal mark on forehead and right hand. If we look back in the past at ancient Israel, in Deuteronomy 6:1-2, let me just read that. Now these are the commandments, the statutes and the judgments which the Lord your God commanded to teach you, that you might do them in the land whither you go, to possess that land, that thou might fear the Lord thy God and keep all his statutes and his commandments. And in verse 8, and thou shalt bind them for a sign upon thy hand, and they shall be a frontlets between thy eyes, forehead and hand. Thoughts and actions. Have your thoughts continually, that's what it's meaning, continue about my commandments, and also with your hand and your actions as well. Many Israelites today think that there was literal, and put a tefillin, a small black box on their forehead and one on their hand, which they wrap around their arm, full arm, with prayers and commandments in the boxes. Also in Deuteronomy 11:18, therefore shall you lay up these words in your heart and in your soul, and bind them for a sign upon your hand, that they may be as frontlets between your eyes. So they took it literally when it was meant to be symbolic. Keep your thoughts on my commandments, and show it by your actions, hand. So, what is between your eyes? Or forehead? Well, in the forehead, in the frontal part of your brain, is where your spiritual thoughts are about God. In scientific studies, it shows that this frontal part of the brain lights up when spiritual things are spoken, and this part lights up in your brain if you have interest in spiritual matters. But to those who don't, the side of the brain lights up to those who don't have spiritual interest, to show the disdain about it. For more information, I'm going to leave a link from a scientific study about this at the top of the comment section. So, if it is a physical mark, if it's a physical mark, it can be placed anywhere on the body. So why the forehead and hand mentioned in Scripture? If it's hand, which you can pay for goods, for example, via a chip, why mention the forehead at all? You can't pay via your forehead unless you scan on the barcode like that. So why even have a chip at all, or something placed in your forehead? Amazon, for example, has a palm scanner, which has recently been released, which can scan your payments without implanting a chip. And I'll leave a link to that as well. So why would you agree to have a chip or implant or something placed in your hand or forehead? And like I said before, something like this can be removed. And also, would people agree to have something placed in their head or their hand? I mean, and like I said before, something like this, so it's got, and also, I missed that wrong, but so how can this cause us to go to hell? Well, it has to be something that could change here's a bit of the paper I've got to use. Yeah, or alter your temple, as in Scripture it states at 1 Corinthians 3:16. Don't you know that you yourselves are God's temple, and that God's Spirit dwells in your midst? So if the enemy had to breach this temple of ours and to insert something that alters our, here comes the paper again, due to censorship, without us knowing of its change, then the meaning of what Jesus said in Matthew 24:37 would make sense. As it was in the days of Noah, so will be at the coming of the Son of Man. So what was it like in the days of Noah? And I'll do a third part. God bless you all. Bye-bye.